All right, so if you're wondering where your refund is and if you'll be getting this video may help you, here's a complete guide to the IRS refund schedule 2025, tax return status, and common delays. So where's your refund at the end of the day? And I know many of you may be worried about the layoffs that's happening with the IRS, but just keep in mind, these are people who were still in probation. They hired about 20,000 people. Only about 15,000 got fired, give or take. So you should still be good to go. Now, on average, you want to think about your return possibly coming 21 days after it was accepted. However, I was talking to someone in a previous video and they said theirs came about 29 days. So just give yourself that range and a little bit of grace. Let's dive in. So that being said, the synopsis is where's my refund? And if you're waiting for your IRS tax refund, knowing that the IRS refund schedule and tracking your tax return status is crucial. So understanding that, I know a lot of people are on edge and ready to go ahead and get their refund. So this video would at least give you some screenshots, some dates, some things that you could potentially put in your calendar. And then once you have it in your calendar, you'll know whether or not you need to contact the IRS or if you need to be concerned or if you need to check certain specifics. And if you need help with filing your taxes, then I have a group that I highly recommend and strongly encourage that basically shows you how to legally maximize your refund, but not get overcharged in fees as many people do. Sometimes the higher your refund, the higher they get paid. Well, not if you use that link in the description. That being said, let's go. As tax season progresses, many taxpayers are eager to know, where's my refund? Understanding the IRS refund schedule for 2025 can help set expectations and provide clarity on when you might receive your tax refund. And you're going to see some specific dates. So how can you check your tax return status? So to monitor your tax return status, the IRS offers a Where's My Refund tool, accessible online or through the IRS To Go mobile app. All you need is your SSN, your filing status, and exact refund amount. Updates are typically available within 24 hours after e-filing. So if you filed more than 24 hours ago, basically you'll be able to use the Where's My Refund tool. And on that tool, you'll have an idea of mapping out where your refund is, when you'll get it, etc. So what is the IRS refund schedule for 2025? So we're about to dive straight into that. The IRS began accepting tax returns on January 27th. Here's the estimated refund timeline based on e-filing and direct deposit, because those are the fastest ways to get your refund, by e-filing and direct deposit. If you did e-filing but you're getting a paper check, it's going to be a little bit longer. If you did e-file or if you did paper file and a paper check, then it's going to be longer as well. So e-file, direct deposit is the fastest way. So that's what this is based on. And again, 21 days, give or take, but someone else got theirs in like 29 days. But these are the dates. Get your screenshots ready. It says return accepted by the IRS. So that left column represent when the return was accepted by the IRS. And you can see January 27th all the way to April 15th of an acceptance date. So if it was accepted on either of these dates, then the direct deposit refund date can be the following day. So for January 27th, the expected refund date was February the 7th. For April 15th, the expected refund date is May 6th. So you do the math on that and you determine, how many days that is. But as you'll see, it's in the range that I mentioned. So March 3rd, March 24th, that's 21 days. So that's just the expected. Of course, it varies based on your situation. Now, paper check refund, you'll see that the date is pushed further back. So someone that might have got their return accepted by the IRS on January 27th, they won't receive a paper check refund date until likely March 28th. So that's a big gap, and many people will prefer just to do direct deposit for that very reason. Note, these dates are estimates and can vary based on individual circumstances. So why might a refund be delayed? So if you're one of the ones and it's outside of the 21 days, consider these things. Not a guarantee, but consider these things. There could be, number one, errors on your return. So mistakes or incomplete information can slow processing. Claiming certain credits. So refunds involving earned income tax credit or the additional child tax credit may be delayed until March for verification. And that's due to the PATH Act. And basically they're trying to make sure that people are not double claiming kids or false claiming credit. So the PATH Act puts some things in position that a lot of people don't like, but it is what it is. It could cause a delay. Not always, but it could. So just be aware. And then paper filing. Mailing your return can extend processing times by several weeks. So knowing that, then you know, okay, this is what I'm likely to expect. So how does the IRS process refunds? So you can understand how this works. Refund processing times depend on your filing method. Some people e-file. So e-file returns with direct deposit typically processed within 21 days. Paper returns with direct deposits may take up to 6 weeks. E-file returns with a paper check add approximately 1 week to the direct deposit timeline. So anytime it's paper involved, that means that it could have a delay. And if you're okay with that, great. If not, then swap. So that's totally up to you. And paper returns with a paper check can take up to 8 weeks. That's just the fact of the matter. Do what you feel with that information in the best way that fits you and your family. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just letting you know how it works so you can decide for yourself what you want to do, because I know you're smart enough to do that and make that decision. Let's keep going. So how long does it take to get a refund in 2025? Refunds depend on how you filed and how you're receiving your money. Like I stated here, e-file direct deposit 21 days, e-file paper check 28 days, paper return direct deposit up to 6 weeks, paper return paper check up to 8 weeks. So what are the key tax deadlines for 2025? And this is important for people to know. I did another video on that, but I'll reiterate it here. So tax season start date was January 27th. The federal tax filing deadline is April 15th, especially if you owe taxes or you're likely to have to pay in. To avoid certain fees, it's better to get it done before April 15th. If you're out of the country, you get an automatic extension. So that's a whole nother conversation. But you have to understand these dates so you'll know when to file. So basically, that's what the third one is. Deadline for Americans living abroad, June 16th. So they get an automatic extension. If you're not abroad, but you want to be able to file late like them, then you would have to file an extension by April 15th. And if you file that extension by April 15th, then you get a longer time frame that you can actually file your taxes if you need more time for whatever reason. How can I expedite my tax refund? Because that's what people want to know. How can I expedite it? How can I speed it up? Now, what many people do is get those loans. They get those cash advances. I don't personally recommend that because it cuts into your money and you're getting a loan. And then what if something happened, like it was an error and the numbers was wrong, or you owed something? Now you got this loan and you didn't get your money. That's a whole nother thing. So I don't recommend it for several different reasons. Those are just a couple. However, that's what some people do. They're like, hey, I want that cash advance, and they get up to $7,500 or whatever that number is. And now they have some money until their money is deposited, but then that deposit will go directly to the people who set the loan up. But that's that. Now, these are some other ways that you can speed up the process times or expedite it. Filing electronically, e-filing reduces processing time. And if you click that link below in the description, where we got experts that can help you save on fees, not get overcharged, but also position you to still maximize your refund legally, they're going to do it e-file. So it is going to be electronic, which speeds up the processing time. You can opt for direct deposit. They'll definitely point you in the direction of opting for direct deposit if that's what you want, because this is faster than receiving a paper check. You also should double check your return. Ensure all information is accurate and avoid delays. So having correct information is crucial, because I know people who have had just little smidges of information being off, and it caused them to not be able to get a direct deposit, and they had to get a paper check, and that paper check automatically pushed it back. And another thing you can do is file early. So if you know you want it sooner, then file sooner. That's just simple math, because submitting your return ahead of peak times can expedite processing. Peak times is usually when it's getting close to being towards the end of tax filing season. So towards end of March, leading into April 15th, is peak filing time. Peak filing time equals possible delays. So what should you do if you haven't received your refund? If your refund is delayed beyond the expected time frames, use the Where's My Refund tool. Check your status online using IRS to go. Basically, you'll have an account with them. Push come to shove, you can contact the IRS. If instructed by the online tool, call the IRS for assistance. Are there any recent changes affecting the refunds? Well, in 2025, the IRS reported that the average tax refund was 30% higher than the previous year, with the average refund amounting to $19.28 as of January 31st. And this varies. Some people say the average refund is $3,200. So it varies from person to person, stat to stat, blog for blog, article to article. But on this one, they said 1928. So here's some frequently asked questions. How can you check your IRS refund status? The Where's My Refund tool. Why is your IRS refund delayed? We talked about it. It could be delayed due to errors, paper filing, as well as the earned income tax credit or the child tax credit, and IRS processing blockages. So hopefully this gave you an overview of what to expect, the actual date. I'm going to give you another opportunity to screenshot the dates, so that way you can have them because I feel like this really gives you an idea of what you can expect based on when you file, based on when you accept it, based on if you're receiving direct deposit or if you're receiving a paper check. Either way, it's fine with me. It's just what is best for you, and do what you feel you need to do. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.